Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 16th to the 22nd of November 2020. We begin the week on a high note, as today it's the new moon in Scorpio. That was at 5:08 this morning UK time, at the time of Diwali, so that's a double power there as we're going from the dark to the light. And Mars direct in Aries. So Mars retrograde has dominated the second half of this year. And I've spoken about it many times, but this has been taking us inwards to find our passion and our spark. So we're not reaching outwards for eternal structures, as that's taken us inwards to find our passion and our spark, and to centre our dreams on soul and inspiration, rather than just reaching out and producing for the sake of being busy. So we've had a real big lesson this year about going in and finding our spark, where's our excitement, and centering on that. And now that Mars has turned direct, we get the rewards of that as what we'll be putting our energy into going forwards will be energizing and rewarding and exciting and fun. So we start to get some forwards motion now. Most of 2020 has said stop, retreat, go within. But as we head towards the end of November, when Neptune turns direct, that will mean that all the planets are direct, and we are starting to feel that desire to expand outwards and to activate our plans and dreams. So recently, with the Mercury Retrograde, which comes to an end of the whole transition period this week, we've had to go in and find what thoughts and beliefs are not in alignment with our highest good. Be able to delete them, because sometimes you could have a really passionate idea about something, but then immediately the mind comes in and says, yes, but you can't do that, or you're not qualified, or you don't have the money, that kind of thing. So the combination of this recent Mars retrograde in its home sign Aries, as well as Mercury in Scorpio, has been twofold really, to focus on that passion and excitement, soul purpose, but also to be able to delete all those negative thought forms, limited beliefs that were getting in the way in our deep subconscious waters of Scorpio. This weekend we have another aspect, which is Venus square Pluto. Venus then squares Jupiter on Monday, so we're in a squaring aspect, and as we all know, it's Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn that have been ruling the show from the depths of Capricorn all year, deconstructing, reconstructing and connecting us to our power. So first Venus squares Pluto. As this week just gone, Jupiter has taken over Pluto, and that marks again another start for expansion. We're out of the Pluto deconstruction stage now, and we're into the amplification stage. But Venus comes in and squares Pluto to make sure that we're connected to the heart, our values, and give us that purging fire to release our limitations, and those would be ones on the heart level. So not feeling that we're good enough, or not feeling that we deserve. So losing those feelings of inadequacy or weakness, and Venus centering in our creativity and our heart. This is what the Venus square Pluto aspect brings us in with this week, deeply healing, superbly simple, as the road ahead is finally clear. So by Monday, Venus now squares with Jupiter, and we start to step into the sovereign expansive phase of this year, which is all happening right at the end, as we can see. So anchoring your hopes and dreams with love and unity. The heart amplification leads to manifestation, so our hearts must be pure. Whatever we're feeling, we send outside the body in Hertz frequency, and we attract back on that level. This is an activation of this energy, and it really takes us to a very pinpoint moment on February the 6th, 2021. So from now until then, we're in the workshop stage. So pay attention, realise what you transmit, you receive, because on the winter solstice there's Jupiter and Saturn going into Aquarius. This starts a very Aquarian energy for 2021. And Aquarius is sovereign responsibility for our frequency transmission. This will be a key message for 2021, the whole year. So from now until February the 6th, really focusing on that knowledge. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I transmitting? And what's that attracting? as we become master manifestors in the weeks to come. So this is all very exciting and powerful energy, but it's up to us to do the work. By Tuesday we have Mercury opposition Uranus retrograde, bringing another message and the meaning of the recent Scorpio retrograde, showing us that we can tune into higher thought forms to escape from the mental matrix as the old program is failing and falling. And from now on we choose freedom. So another very Aquarian energy there. Mercury sending vibes to Uranus, raising us up into our higher mind and letting us be the ones that decide what thoughts we tune into and act upon. By Wednesday, Thursday, the Moon joins Pluto, Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn. These have been the big players for the whole of the year, so now we can reflect on letting go. And I feel this is letting go of resistance, struggling, holding on to, requiring external stabilisation, really tuning into perfect flow, but also a strong and flexible core. With all the Mercury energy this week, it's worth looking at the fact that many believe that intelligence is in the mind, and yet our real knowing is in our cells. Our intuition is a powerful resource in times of confusion and a valuable guide in troubled times. So middle of the week, tuning into our intuition with that reflective moon, rinsing off anything that we want to let go with all of the lessons of 2020, being self-sufficient, digging our roots deep, standing strong and tall, really tuning into that inner knowing, calming the mind, give it a job to do, align it with the heart and relax. So by Friday, Mercury passes the point that it retrograded, 11 degrees Scorpio, and we leave the entire retrograde shadow wiser and more empowered. Where attention goes, energy flows. Here the heart is the master and the mind is the servant, and order's restored. So we've received the message of meaning for us of the recent Mercury retrograde. We've dissolved the limitations, false beliefs, tuned our minds higher with the opposition to Uranus, and now we can just centre and be still. Then by the weekend, on Sunday, it will be the 22nd of the 11th, 2211, so that's a very powerful number numerologically, and the Sun goes into Sagittarius. We're coming out of what seemed like a very long Scorpio period, and now comes justice. Scorpio brought up the corruption and exploitation that's been going on behind the scenes, the manipulation and the secrets. And under the Sagittarius Sun, penetrating focus and purging light. From now until the 21st of December, we will start to see some justice come forwards. By the 21st of December, we do have Saturn and Jupiter moving into Aquarius, so that will be winter solstice or Christmas come early, and a stellar rebirth and a key signature of 2021, all these Aquarian energies that are coming in. But for now, in the next 8 days leading up to the lunar eclipse and Neptune turning direct, it feels more like an advent calendar. With each day we open a new door, and that reveals another piece of the puzzle. So this is the gentle revelation, and then when Neptune turns direct at the end of the month, we're going to have the veils completely lifted, and there will be that sense of clarity and truth. So welcome to the month of Sagittarius. Be focused, be truthful, be honest. But most of all, I feel the main message this week is the heart manifestation and being responsible for our transmission. Transmit, receive. Be responsible for that, because I really do feel that we're changing the whole way that we live. We've internalised everything so far in 2020. We've cleaned out anything that was attracting to us that of a lower density. And there does feel like that workshop towards an amplification of our manifestation skills by the 6th of February next year. So really alchemical, magical, empowering, deep potential to this week, but we do have to actively go and engage with it. So that's the focus for this week. If you'd like to find out where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one for readings, coaching and tuition. That can also be for a small group of friends, because some people like to study together. So if you've got a group of you that like to learn something, we can put on some custom lessons as well. Best way to contact me is zoehines7@gmail.com. So my website is still down, and I've had difficulty posting on Facebook this week as well. So we may see some little glitches in the internet. And if you can't always find me on Instagram or Facebook, then you do know where to find me on email. My Facebook is at AstroZo, my Instagram at ZoeHines7, and these videos and more are on my YouTube channel, Zoe Astro. In upcoming news, I will be doing a series of events with the lovely Julia Melville, starting at the end of December. We're going to have an event every month aligned to that zodiac sign, and it will be to do with how to take that mind and focus it, get it to work for us, getting rid of anxiety, and lots of tips and tricks relevant to that month on how we can become more sovereign. So I'll be posting links to that as it happens, but if you'd like to walk with us once a month for a whole year, you'll be able to pick up lots of coaching tips and tips for the different signs on how we can live in a more empowered way. And this seems perfect because we're coming out of the Mercury Retrograde. We've all had our own personal lessons with that, but there will obviously still be some very important alignments going forwards, and we can explore them together month by month. So wishing you a wonderful week. Those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.